You heard it here first on the outside edge. England to win the first test. England's tour of India well and truly underway, and this is the place to be, following the action every single day. Get your questions into the main man, Steve Harmison. Hashtag AskHarmy. Use the comments section below this, and don't forget, like and subscribe.
Oh, that's edge from Sharma, and he's gone. Archer has the first one of the innings. Inside edge, caught short leg. Virat Kohli's gone.
Down he comes, goes big. Is there anybody out there? How big has he gone? Oh, big, really big, into the seats.
Day 3 in Chennai. What a day of cricket, Steve Harmison. You've got Dominic Bess, you've got Jofra Archer, you've got Rishabh Pant. Cricket at the moment is blessed with some truly extraordinary young talent coming through.
Absolutely, and the young talent who aren't frightened to express themselves. I thought today was a fascinating day, but my moment has to be Jofra Archer. I've maybe criticised him being away from home and the way he goes about certain things. But I tell you what, it's a completely different day if he doesn't get them 2 wickets at the top. And the best one for me, moment of the day, when he got Rohit Sharma out. Top player, beat him for pace, all ends up, nicked him off. And that's what I want to see from Jofra Archer. Pace, aggression and wickets.
Brilliant stuff. So not Rishabh Pant holding out for 91, not the 5 sixes or so from Rishabh Pant, not Dominic Bess with 3 wickets. The moment of the day was Jofra Archer. Incredible day's play. You cannot get away from it. That was Test cricket. I'm so glad that so many people could listen for free on talkSPORT 2, also following on TV. Let's not get away from it. That could have turned some kids the way of cricket. That's what we want. Now, the story of the day, you've mentioned moment of the day. There's so many stories within the story. That's the beauty of Test cricket. But where do we start? You've mentioned Jofra Archer, but spin, the travails of Jack Leach, the brilliance of Rishabh Pant, but also the successes today of Dominic Bess.
Yeah, I thought Bess bowled beautifully. There's times where the odd ball did come in where it was he bowled quite a lot of full tossers, but he bowled a lot of very, very good balls, especially to get one of the best batsmen of all time out in Virat Kohli. And Pant was on the borderline of brave, reckless, and brilliant. Absolute brilliant, the way he took down Jack Leach. And moving forward, that is a big story of the series because England are going to need Jack Leach because the other options are all very, very similar in ball going into the bat. So fascinating day, the way things married up, and it's going to be a humdinger again tomorrow.
Well, look, Dominic Bess took centre stage on occasion today, but you know what? Sam Ellard, talkSPORT's very own roving reporter, caught up with Dominic Bess before this series and got him to promise something pretty extraordinary.
Mate, if I get a poll, I will do it for you.
Promise me.
I promise you.
So, right
You're
now...
going to have to, I need you, though. I need you to text me every day to make sure in the morning, so I look at it and I know what I've got to do because, I can't, let alone, I've just shown you how bad my memory is. I need to make sure this is... firstly, I need to get a poll. That's going to be the hard part.
Yeah.
Okay,
so if
I remember, I will.
So, really? So you're fine. So you're happy for me to text you in the middle of a test match every single night, going reminder Dom Bess, talkSPORT celebration.
All I want is what was it? TTS.
TS celebration. Should I message you that?
That's all I want.
Right. Okay. And how's it going to go? So how is that given out? Do it. How does it go?
Oh my God! Wait, now I need to put my phone down. So somehow I've got a poll.
You've got Virat Kohli out,
mate. If it's Kohli, I'm telling you now, I'm not doing that. I'm going loony.
Okay,
I'm running
fine.
off.
All right, fine. It's Mohammed Shami.
I'll still be happy with that. What was it? Tick. Give it one of them.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I can't give it that. I've got to go T. Get in there. That's got to be it, surely.
Right, but we'll have 3
that's
T's
my
like
selly.
that.
That's my selly anyway.
Yeah. So T. Come on.
The only problem is if it gets referred, I don't want to be. Do you know what I mean? I've got to make sure it's a wicket first.
Yeah, that would be really embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Otherwise, Rooty will lose it with me. for giving it one of these.
So,
but I'm happy, mate. If it's official wicket, I'll give it one of them.
Brilliant interview there between Sam Ellard and Dominic Bess. But at the end of the day, Harvey, he didn't do it, did he?
No, he didn't do it, and it was Virat Kohli as well. What a chance. But he did say in the interview that if it was Virat Kohli, he would go nuts, and boy, he went nuts. He had 3 chances. He didn't do it, but hey.
Hey, look, if you want to hear that full interview, by the way, it's absolutely superb. Sam Ellard with Dominic Bess. You can get that on the Following On podcast feed. Check that out. But we haven't finished with Dominic Bess here. Do you really think we're going to let that go? No. Mark Nicholas caught up with the off-spinner following play.
Okay, well, I've got one more question for you. I refuse to let you go yet because Sam Ellard, important part of life here.
God, I know.
Oh, yes, I know, but we had to go there, didn't we? So he promised us that you agreed to a talkSPORT sign, a little T when you took a wicket.
Mate, I completely forgot, and it's all on me. I know he's going to bombard me with messages probably about it because it was probably perfect time. I know we spoke about it with... I think he might have said about getting Kohli out, and I said, don't get carried away here. I was just going to try and concentrate. And then as soon as I took the wicket, I forgot. How bad's that? I'll try and remember next time.
We're going to hold you to that, Dominic, by the way. Every single time you take a wicket, until you do the T, not that. Don't DRS your own wicket. But until you do that, we're going to be on your case. And there's going to be plenty of wickets to come, I hope. It's just the way that we do things here, isn't it? And talkSPORT 2. And we did something slightly different as well. Earlier on, you may have been asleep, but one of the brilliant things from the series is the siren that is signalled every time a bowler oversteps. It's brilliant. Let's have a listen to how we tackled that subject on talkSPORT 2.
Yeah, I don't understand why they haven't taken... I could potentially see why last night they didn't take the new ball, not wanting letting England to see, and the ice cream fan goes again. Goffey's eyes light up because he's
brilliant. I'll have a 99, I'll have a 99. Get in there.
Yeah, a bit of red sauce on it.
Well, the siren of This Is the Police. I got it a little bit different. Every time I heard that siren, I just looked over at Goffey because I thought he was going for a Mr. Whippy. I was waiting for the raspberry sauce, the flake inside. Goffey's looking for the ice cream van, and I was looking to go with him. So, yeah, it's madness, absolute madness what happens in our commentary studio, and it's fun.
It is fun. I always say that the sound of the siren of a police car is actually the sound of South London, where I'm from. But anyway, that's a story for another day. This isn't just about England. We say this every single day. It's also about India.
Down he comes, goes big into the seats. And now Pant goes big again. He goes really big. Oh, it's 6 more.
Pant's going to come down the pitch, hits into the leg side off of Leach. Has he got enough over this one? It goes away for 6.
A wonderful session of cricket. England dominated at the start. India dominated towards the end. Rishabh Pant, we've seen him do this before. I was at Trent Bridge when he hit his first scoring shot in Test cricket for 6. He did 2 things though, didn't he? He brought India back into the game. He caused a problem for England and Jack Leach. But crucially, by speeding up the game as well, that could actually work in England's advantage.
Absolutely, and I think the way he counteracted the punches that England were throwing at the time, there was an element of luck went in England's way, but to go at Jack Leach, spinning the ball out of the rough the way it was spitting, that was probably the most dangerous element for a left-hander out of the rough. Stokes did it with Root on day 1, but the way Pant played was just, like I said before, it was borderline reckless, it was brave, but it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. He was going downtown, men on the boundary, over men on the boundary on the leg side. He was not bothered about anybody in the field. He decided that he was going to come down a wicket. And I think India have got this in their mind, that when Jack Leach bowls, he bowls it just above the eye line. And the minute it is above the eye line, because he bowls so full, and it's like that, and it's trajectory and it's slow, that they can get out the wicket. I've never seen Pujara get out the wicket, down the wicket as quick as he did. And every time Pant got to the ball, he got there so early, he was in a position to go hard, harder, even harder with the ball. And that's why he hit the ball so cleanly downtown. Brilliant batting. It got India back into a foothold or the confidence back into the game. But even still, I think Jack Leach got himself back in later on. But now Rishabh Pant, absolutely magnificent. 91 off 88 balls.
Brilliant stuff. I saw a great tweet that was saying that Pujara was rebuilding the India innings brick by brick. Rishabh Pant was doing it house by house. So many moments of today. But there was another amazing moment. We've made mention of it. Dominic Bess taking the wicket of Virat Kohli. So we asked two members of the talkSPORT 2 team, Darren Gough and Gareth Batty, to tell us who their favourite ever wicket was.
Favourite ever wicket, it's got to be an Australian wicket, and I'm going to go to Brisbane 1994, the first test. One of my heroes growing up, well, watching a lot of cricket growing up, was David Boone. He came to the wicket, an absolute Australian legend of the game. I was playing in my first Ashes tour, and I got him out. In my head before the game, I said if I could get one wicket, it'd be David Boone, and it happened. On that first morning, got one to nip back, knocked his off stump flying, and it was unbelievable feeling. I'll never forget it as long as I live.
My favourite wicket, it was Virender Sehwag in a tourist game at New Road. Short straight boundaries. He was in prime form. It was just before a test series. I had 2 sleepless nights thinking about bowling at him. He ran down the wicket. I thought as he hit it, it's going miles. It went miles, but it went straight up in the air and it was caught long on. The relief was quite incredible.
So a former teammate of yours, David Boone, and Virender Sehwag, that's a comparison with Rishabh Pant that we've heard more and more over the last year. So long may that continue. But what about you, Harmy? You took 226 test wickets. Put aside the very successful ODI career. If you have to pick one wicket out of that lot, who is it?
In London, at Lords, in the Ashes, 2005. Doesn't get any better in the series. But the best player I ever played against is Ricky Ponting, and to get him at Lords, forget the histrionics that went, because obviously they cut in the face and hitting, the Australia captain on the head. It was all about getting him out, and he got a nick, slip, Straussy, great catch, and that for me is the best wicket of my career because he was the best player I ever played against. Well, John, we've had a fascinating day's play. What is the stat of the day?
Okay, you ready for this one?
I am.
It's got nothing to do with this game.
Is it how many bacon sandwiches Goughy had then?
For a very short period of the commentary, our attention, let's be honest, was taken by another match. It was taking place in Bangladesh, between West Indies and Bangladesh. And West Indies have gone to the country with about 9 debutants. One of them, Kyle Myers, scored 210 on debut as West Indies chased down the 5th highest test score of all time, and they did it with 3 overs to spare. They chased down 395. That is my stat of the day, but I've got a question for you as well. Andy on social media has got in contact. He says, after 3 days, which has defied belief, can you possibly give us some kind of guess about what's going to happen on day 4?
What's going to happen on day 4? I think England are going to bat again. I think India will get bowled out.
Hang on. So you think India will fail to reach the follow-on target and England won't enforce it, or you think they'll get past the follow-on target?
No, I think England will not enforce the follow-on. I think England will, India will get bowled out for around about 300, which then leaves a good chunk of the day, possibly lunchtime. England bat between lunch and tea, possibly half an hour into the last session, and give themselves the best part of 155, 160 overs to bowl India out, which for me, on a 5th-tier pitch, on a turn-and surface, no matter how much Jack Leach has been scarred by Rishabh Pant, I think England will have enough to win the Test match.
Wow, you heard it here first on the Outside Edge. England to win the first Test. Whether they do or they don't, join us here on Outside Edge, following play every day of this series.